Gopal Garan association member. Satish Garan was secretary. Gopal Pillai Todi. Sir, Gopal Krishna. He is Captain Gopal Krishna. He is from Sakshi.
Oh, I see.
Just explain.
Actually, I think since it being Republic Day, we thought that we should encourage the children to understand what it is all about. So, through the
you'll have to either full screen by control F5 and then go into WhatsApp like this, or you can while it's in control F5 you can use control 2 to directly go into the staff, but when you go back into this it will offset. So you'll have to go into the present.
Again, our war heroes, industrialization, OJC, they also have prepared a presentation, completely their project. We only kind of told them, okay, what are the aspects that need to be covered. So they prepared a presentation for that. And for the videos, our presentation I can run these videos so that people whoever comes can get to different sections of people. The idea was that they are the future of this. Yes, children are the future of this. If they are aware, then our future is bright. So, we also had this competition Sunday.
And when was presenting?
The topic of the quiz was India since independence. Independence nunchi whatever it covered various topics. Constitution was the first topic. We had 5 rounds. First round was all about constitution. So that children also read about constitution and understand what it is all about. Like we covered the armed forces. One round was armed forces, one round was constitution, one round was politics and growth. Then one round was sports.
Only for students and
the pillar was. Basic the pillar was. Right from class 3 to
and there's no control button. So this is our prisoner control.
What are 24 stalls? 24 stalls. Everything almost goes, except bank request as otherwise, Mattamanta house and food, homemade food stalls.
Remember this. You have to resume it and full screen.
good concept, sir. But different ga undi. Cheppin concept different ga undi. Cheppin ante
I already did. You have to resume it and then click on first thing.
So I'll have to start
Mark ఏంటంటే very heartening is
and then after
they have come forward. Willingly they have come forward to participate and that was very good. It was very heartening.
Yes.
And Bill Gates, former Microsoft CEO, congratulated Prime Minister Modi ji on his vaccination program. But every other country is not able to handle COVID. Our country not only able to handle COVID, but is driving the largest vaccination program to make sure that the world is nursed back to health. We are undertaking all of that. And our pharmaceutical facility in Pune is the largest facility. We are able to develop about 1 million doses each day, while the US facility is able to develop 0.25 million, 250,000, that's it. And 50% of the world's global demand when it comes to medicine and vaccinations is met by our facility. We're meeting 50% of the world's global demand. That is all.
After independence, we had 6 wars. All 6 were based in territorial disputes. China and Pakistan. These were the 2 main countries that we fought the 6 wars with. We fought 4 wars with Pakistan and 2 wars with China. After losing 2 wars, China established diplomatic ties with India. A ceasefire is what it's called. And Pakistan, seeing India, China declare a ceasefire, mocked it for being weak. And Pakistan launched 4 wars. During all 4, it lost miserably. Now I'm going to speak about ISRO. ISRO abbreviates to Indian Space Research Organization. It was established in 1969. During this time, India was not supported by any other countries. Other countries publicly shunned India's space program. They didn't develop it, they didn't provide any funding or any items whatsoever to help them. But India, coming from scratch, ISRO started with 2 people sending a rocket into space. And that dream eventually blossomed into the ISRO we know today. A huge organization with over 70 branches. These are the launch vehicles that ISRO commonly uses. And this is INSAT-1B and the Human Air Space. The INSAT program was a satellite program to provide both television and long-range communication. It was launched in 1983.
Now we're going to talk about the Navy and the paramilitary forces of our country. I'll start with Navy. India is in the top 7 of countries in the world with the largest naval unit. And these are some of the classical ships we have. Now, the Navy has a special forces unit called the Marine Commandos. That has only 1,000 personnel. It is so difficult to get into. It has a 90% dropout chance. Dropout rate. Only 10% of the people participate and get into the program. And on top of that, some of them drop out after seeing how harsh the program is. Now, the Marine Commandos played a very important role in the Khargil war. Not many people know because the government kept this under wraps for a very long time. They took part in the Operation Talwar and fought alongside the Indian Army, and is one of the main reasons for the success of the Navy. The Indian Navy also has one of the only 2 naval ships in the world.
నేను ఇక్కడ షూట్ చేస్తాను
And
చేయమని చేస్తాను
the other one is the US Navy Aerobatic. There are only 2 in the world, and we have one of them. And they use 4 trainer aircraft for this display. And now the paramilitary forces. Paramilitary forces are part of the army. They are some of the most elite in the world. We have the border security forces, we have the Assam Rifles that manufacture guns, and we have the SSB, we have the railway force, and the NSG, National Security Guard, which is the Special Forces Unit of the Army. And we have 6,000 personnel, and they're some of the most elite in the world. And we have the Central Reserve Police Force, I'm sure you've heard of here. And we have mainly 7 of these units part of our army. And I hand it over to you to talk about the Air Force now.
Our Air Force is one of 4 air forces in the world that is completely self-sufficient. Most of our aircraft are developed, made in India, built in India, and given to the Air Force. Only when we are in desperate need of the aircraft to fill in our ranks, like during a war or something, do we borrow aircraft from other countries. These are some of the aircraft India has manufactured. This is the mid-air refueling picture. A picture of C-17 being refueled in mid-air. This is the Chinook. It's mainly used for support operations. This one is a fighter. It's used in air wars.
HAL Tejas, I'm sure everyone has heard of Tejas. Indigenously developed it by our own permanent Natsen's Cruise. One of the greatest light combat aircraft in the world.
The MiG-29, which we got from Russia. And we modified it for our own use. The Bali, from the French. This one is Rudra. Rudra. It excels in support, providing aerial support. Normal cargo aircraft. A C-17 Sukhoi, reconnaissance aircraft. It scouts areas for people, and when it finds people, it immediately reports it back to the aircraft, to the Air Force base. And the Air Force base analyzes and tells whether they cross the border or whether they're within their limits. This is a Apache and a cheetah, a high cheetah.
Now this is the army section, but we have also combined part of DRDO into this. I would like to talk about DRDO's achievements, especially the Agni, Prithvi and BrahMos. Now the Agni and the Prithvi are two of the greatest nuclear missiles in the world. The most precise nuclear missiles that we have indigenously developed. Now DRDO was formed in 1958 as per Defense Research and Development Organization. It was formed under the Ministry of Defense alongside the Defense Science Organization. And the Agni and Prithvi were developed by the DRDO. And the BrahMos, especially the naval version of the BrahMos, is the fastest cruise missile in the world. Now its speed is Mach 2.8 to 3, which is roughly 1.03 km per second. That is the speed of the BrahMos missile, and we have developed it on our own, making us the only nation with a supersonic missile in all of our defense organizations. And the DRDO is also responsible for a ton of missiles, including anti-satellite missile that we've recently made that is used to destroy satellites that are terrorizing our nation in lower orbitals. And we have the ICBM, the BrahMos, the Agni 3, Monkey, and I would like to hand over to Adarsh.
Finally, we have the army. The army is the fourth most powerful army in the world. It comes after Russia, the USA and the United Kingdom. This is the artillery gun. It's used for long-range attacks. Attacks at a distance of around 40 kilometers. It's equivalent to setting off a bomb at 40 kilometers. A mounted turret fires off around 40 rounds a second. That's around 60 bullets every second. A tank, a Glock 19. This is the gun used by most commissioned police. A light machine gun and an armored vehicle. Thank you.
I'd like to add the fact that the city we are living in, Visakhapatnam, is responsible for some of the major army and navy achievements in our country. For example, the National Navy Science and Technology Lab, NSTL, has developed a heavyweight torpedo, Vadunashta, and was manufactured at BDL Visakhapatnam. And it is one of the greatest torpedoes we have in the world. And we also have the INS Kalinga, the Eastern Command Center in Visakhapatnam, which was the main site for one of the wars that Pakistan launched on the naval front. We were able to handle it. Pakistan lost the civil. We should be proud of the civil. We gathered it all from the internet and captains have helped us a lot. My name is Krishna and this is my partner Adarsh, and we warmly welcome you to our presentation. In today's world, India is leading in many aspects, and it is important that we appreciate our country because we are going to be moving henceforth and turning our country into a great country. in these days, in today's generation, not many children and not many of the youth, are interested in our country, and it's unfortunate to see that because our country has a rich heritage, and it's important that we support it. And this is why we have formed this presentation in hopes that we educate you and inform you about some facts that you have not known about India, and we hope you leave with a newfound sense of pride for our country. I'm going to hand it over to my partner Adarsh to start talking. Thank you.
These are all the presidents since India's independence. These are the 14 presidents since India's independence. Our current president is Ramnath Kovind. He was in the office from 2017.
These are all the prime ministers of our country. Our current prime minister is Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has been voted for the second time now and is running his second term.
The Indian Army. The Indian Army is one of 4 global superpowers, meaning it has the capability of taking out every nation on the earth, excluding 4 nations, 4 countries. Facts about the Indian Army. The Indian Army has never ever initiated a strike or a government rebellion to overthrow the president and prime minister at that time. The Indian Army also controls the highest battlefield in the world, the Siachen Glacier, at a staggering height of 5,000 meters. And finally, we have a horse cavalry regiment, meaning people ride on horseback in a war holding weaponry. This is one of the last 3 remaining horse cavalry regiments in the world. I'm going to pass it to my friend Krishna.
Now, the Indian Navy, we have indigenously developed almost everything when it comes to all 3 branches, including the Army, Navy and Air Force. Ever since independence, we have developed from aircraft carriers up to missile boats. Our first aircraft carrier was INS Virat, and we developed the INS Arihant at Visakhapatnam, which is our first nuclear submarine. Now, not many people know about the Special Forces Unit of Navy. The Marine Commandos are the MARCOs. I'm sorry, I meant the Special Forces units of our Navy. The MARCOs or Marine Commandos, who are some of the most elite units in the world. In the Marine Commandos, there are only 1,000 personnel. It has a 90% dropout rate, which shows how difficult it is to get into this program. These Marine Commandos are one of the main reasons why we won our Kargil war, because they helped the army fight alongside in Operation Kasar, and the government did not reveal this for a very long time. Now, one of the main points we have in the Navy is the missile BrahMos, or the modified cruise missile BrahMos, which is the fastest supersonic missile in the world. And India is the only nation to have a supersonic missile of that speed in all 3 of its defense formations. It can run at a speed of Mach 2.8 to Mach 3, which is roughly 1.03 km per second. 1.03 km per second, which is an unbelievable feat. Our Navy has 3 command centers: the Western Command Center in Mumbai, the Eastern Command Center in Visakhapatnam, and the Southern Command Center in Kochi. the Air Force. The Air Force has 1,70,000 personnel since its founding that are currently serving right now, and it has 1,500 aircraft. We have over 40 models of aircraft developed in India, right down from the nuts and bolts to the finishing touches. The IAF, or the Indian Air Force, created a world record by lifting 20,000 people during a flood in Uttarakhand. There are currently 1,721 aircraft that are combat ready. Thank you. I'm going to pass it over to Krish.
Now I'm going to talk about the paramilitary forces of our country. The paramilitary forces of our country are some of the most elite units the world has ever seen, and it consists of 7 units. It has the Assam Rifles, which are mainly responsible for manufacturing of guns, the Border Security Force, which controls our borders, the Indo-Tibetan Border Force, the Central Reserve Police Force, the SSB, the Central Industrial Reserve Police, and not many people know about the fact that these paramilitary forces are actually some of the most elite, especially the National Security Guard, which is the special forces unit of our army, and has only 6,000 personnel in it. It is a very difficult program to get to, and it is very rigorous. And you will not find people anywhere else like the people that are there in the National Security Guard. This is a picture of the 7 paramilitary force units we have.
Ever since independence, India has fought 6 wars. The first Kashmir War from 1947 to 48, a Sino-Indian War in 1962, a Indo-Pak War in 1965, a Sino-Indian War in 67, Indo-Pak War in 71, and the very well-known Kargil War of 1999. These 6 wars were all based over territorial disputes. We fought 4 times with Pakistan and 2 times with China in these 6 wars. War heroes. In these 6 wars, there are several people who perform feats so outstanding that cannot be described. One of them is Rifleman Jaswant Singh Rawat. During the 1962 war, there were thousands and thousands of casualties every day on the Chinese front. So after a command from the headquarters to retreat, this Rifleman Jaswant Singh Rawat stayed with 2 tribal girls, Sira and Nora. The 2 of them maintained a volume of fire at 15 meters from each other to make it seem like the Chinese were fighting a huge battalion. After 4 days, the Chinese found out from the people who supplied rations to these 3 that they were only fighting 2 people. The Chinese army was so angry that they cut off the heads of these 3 people and hung them in China for the next 2 years. But this valuable time that the Jaswant Singh bought was enough for India to achieve a victory. A picture of Jaswant Singh.
What do you play?
Roblox.
Like what game?
There were 10,000 or more freedom fighters of India, all of whom sacrificed their lives and gave their everything to make sure that India was a country with freedom.
Kind of, yes.
One not very
Arsenal?
well-known freedom fighter
Arsenal.
is Tipu Kalani.
In Roblox.
He was
Arsenal.
involved in the coup d'etat of 1942. He was part of the political movement of 1942. In order to stop the movement, British forces were sent on a train to Sindh. To stop the train, he and several other of his friends planned uprising to derail the train and not let the reinforcements get to Sindh. During this, he was caught
And no matter how he was tortured, he didn't reveal the names of the other people. They call people like that. On January 21st, 1943, he was hanged. He was 19 years old at the time. Now, we'll talk about the DRDO.
Yes.
The DRDO stands for the Defense Research and Development, while the PM, Narendra Modi now, is the real chairman of the ISRO. ISRO excels in providing extremely cost-effective space missions. Like for example, Mars Orbital Mission, MOM, or Mangalyaan as it's called in India. This was India's first interplanetary mission. It costed only $73 million, which is worth rupees 450 crores. And you have to know that at the time, sending another probe to probe sent by NASA was 672 million, an increase of 7 times.
Like to see now in between. No.
The pictures.
Hello, like it pressurizes it.
Now we're going to talk about the demography of India. And as many people know about the demography of India, India is one of the unique countries in the world that has almost
Next picture. Next picture.
Himalayas in the north, northern plains, which is very fertile farmland.
Before picture.
I don't want to.
Which has led us to be an exporter of food, a major exporter of food grains to almost many nations in our world. And we have the plateaus, which has led to cotton growth and the increase in our textile industries, which is one of the major industries of our country. And we have the Western Ghats, we have the Eastern Ghats, which are home to many flora and fauna, and we also have a lot of rivers. Before independence, there were 500 plus princely states.
I need to get food.
500 plus. And after independence, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel.
That food is almost up. I have coupons. We're all mixing.
500 plus princely states. Cover number of states we have.
That's not the important presentation. I want you to cover Krish.
We have over 1,200 plus languages, and our other nations have announced their main religion. Our country has not, and our country has decided to accommodate every single religion that wants to live in India. On the left hand side, we have the picture of topography. As you can see, the Himalayas to the north, the northern plains to the northeast, and the plateaus on the southern side, and the Western Ghats and the Eastern Ghats. On a special note, I'd like to talk about current situation in pandemic and program Vaccine Maitri. India has launched the biggest vaccination program in the world for COVID-19. They are planning on vaccinating 1.3 billion people in India and are releasing 10 million doses to all the countries that are in need of it. India has specifically also donated vaccines to Brazil, and Brazil's president is very, very thankful that India has provided vaccines. Bill Gates, Microsoft's former CEO, has also announced his support and appreciated Narendra Modi ji in undertaking this operation. Our pharmaceutical facility is the largest facility in the world, and 50% of the world's global demand for medicines, vaccinations and COVID vaccines are made by our facility in India. While we produce over 1 million doses of vaccines per day, when we compare it to USA, who produce 0.25 million, that is 250,000 every day. And on that note, I'd like to thank you for coming for this, and I'd like to hand it over to Adarsh.
It has been said that when a thoughtful person looks at a country's flag, he will not see only the flag, but the country itself. I think that India is the most superior country of all because it was the country that I was born in, that we all are born in. And being a citizen of this glorious nation means that you have to contribute to this country, even if it means a little. I would like to thank Captain Gopal Krishna for helping us, reorganizing and guiding us. I would also like to thank my mom, Mrs. Chaitanya, for making this idea. What was once an idea in a brainstorming session became the thing that you know today. And also I would finally like to thank the organizing committee for making this brainstorming session come true. Thank you.